All right, guys, welcome back. So tonight I'm going to bring you something that I am working on. I think I told you in the last video that I have kind of a cool subscriber thing going to happen here soon. But we're going to make some of these little boxes, and I am 100% sure that there is probably somebody else out there in the world that can make these better than I did. But I want to show you, they're just little simple little boxes, and this is the prototype, so like obviously I'll have to cut the pieces longer obviously for the next one, but tonight we're just going to work on the construction of them. And like I said, I'm sure there's probably other people out there that can do it better than I am. So here is what we're going to make. In that box, the bottom part measures 3 3¾ inch by 2 3/4 inch, finished. So first we want to cut our paper at 7 3/4 by 6 3/4, and then we're going to score on the 7 3/4 inch side 1, 2, 5 3/4, 6 3/4, and then we're going to score the 6 3/4 side at 1, 2, 4 3/4, 5 3/4. Okay. All right. So if I remember, I will put this all down in the description box. If I don't, just pause the video. It'll be all right. All right. So let's get started. And I am going to go ahead, part of this is also part of that no spend challenge. So all the papers that I'm going to be using for these boxes are stuff I already have in my stash. I'm not buying anything new. And so since I'm using that, see there, like obviously stripe and deer. So I'm going to go through all of my Christmas papers. I'm sorry, and this is cardstock. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to score at 1 inch. See, I'm on the 7 3/4 side. We're going to score at 1 and 2. And then we're going to jump over here to 5 3/4. And then 6 3/4. Okay, then we're going to turn it. We're going to score at 1 again, at 2 again, and then we're going to score at 4 3/4, and then 5 3/4. I don't know if I'm getting my head in the way, but all right. So, and I today had to get a different mat because that glass mat, oh boy, guys, like I tried to record several times, but the glare would just send me right back into a migraine. All right, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna cut off these right here, the 3 most outer corner pieces on all 4 sides. Okay, and I got this from another YouTuber. She's called the Paper Posh Lady. Like I looked at all of her old videos and I didn't see one this size, but the concepts of what I'm showing you is something that she does. And actually we need to burnish the edges first before we move on. So yeah, I am feeling much, much better, guys. Thank you for all the wonderful wishes on the last video. Yeah. So as long as I'm not looking at shiny things and no like bright direct lights, I'm doing all right. I'm hoping that this whole episode will be over soon. I got stuff to do. I already feel behind, and yeah, I don't know. I already feel behind. So in your paper, the cheaper the paper, the more it's going to crack. And I'm all right with that because I'm going to ink all my boxes up, okay? I mean, obviously I don't want them to crack, but if they crack, I'm not going to freak out about it. I'm just going to ink them. And it won't really matter in the end. All right, so you can do these one of 2 ways. I find it easiest, at least for now, since I haven't made a ton of these boxes, to use scissors, but you could do a razor blade. And I'll show you why the razor blade might be better in the long run. Okay, so I'm going to take up this line here, right? Go straight up and stop at that first score mark, okay? Then I'm going to come in and I'm going to angle just a little bit to kind of miter the edge, okay? Okay, then I'm going to come to this side and I'm cutting all the way up to the second score line. Like this. And then, I don't really like those scissors. All right. So then I'm going to come in and kind of cut it at an angle again. With doing it not with a razor, you're going to have to really make sure that you have this line as straight as possible, which I do not. Okay. Okay, then what I've been doing is I just take one full one here, cut off those two, and then I've been kind of angling these in like this, okay? So when we're done, we have this flap right here, okay? Okay, and I actually think this might be a problem later, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this up a little bit here. Okay? Okay, same for this side. I'm going to take it up here. Oh, that's all right. And I'm going to angle in. Okay, now I'm going to stop at that first score mark. Remember to stop, okay? Okay, then I'm going to come in here, cut that off, and I'm going to need to kind of angle this one in too a little bit, I think. Okay, and then cut off this last X. Like that. Okay. And I come up here and I'm going to cut all the way to the first score mark here. I'm going to come to this one and just cut up to the first one. And then cut this all the way off. Cut this one at an angle a little bit. Let's see, do I have this one? So I think this one needs to be in just a little bit more. Okay, then I'm going to come over here, right? Yep, and go all the way up to that second score mark. I'm going to angle in a little bit here, or miter it down, and I missed that one too. So yeah, I don't know if you can tell my score is off a little bit, or not the score mark, but my cutting is off a little bit. It's kind of hard to see when it's not right up next to your face. So, all right, then cut this one just down to the first score mark, right? Angle it in a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna take this one all the way off. And then kind of miter that one in. Okay. So it looks a little funky right now, but it'll still work. Okay. So, and this might actually be a little bit shy of what we really need. So we'll just fake it till we make it. Because I think in the long run, it's not really going to matter. Okay. So then we're going to take our glue. A fast setting glue is probably ideal. So I'm just going to glue on this tab as soon as I get it unclogged, apparently. Okay. And I'm going to bring it up. And all you lovely card makers have probably already done this about a million times, so I'm probably just showing you things that you already know. That's all right though, right? This is really like the first boxes that I'm making. So, you know, you're kind of learning with me. Or relearning, haha. All right, so just to update you, so that, I think I messed up a little bit on getting that last video up. I messed it up. So basically it showed up as private, and then I had to switch it to public on my laptop to even get it to show on the laptop when I pulled up my YouTube account. So, and then I had to switch it back to private. So it showed like before it was like released to the public that I had published it like 17 hours before then or something. It was kind of bizarre. But anyways, I know I have a few views on it. So I know that it at least did it that way. But since I've downloaded the app, and so this will be like test number 2. So this video will be test number 2 to make sure with the app that I got it all the way correct. So then I'm going to take my glue and kind of squiggle it around in there. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then I didn't really know that this part was really important, but it actually kind of is for the stability of your box. Take your bone folder in there and really squish it down. Get it into the corners. Because like I said, this is my prototype. I mean, while it's still okay, I mean, it's still a good box. I'll still use it for something. What I have planned, I want them to look just a little bit nicer than my prototype. All right, so then really smush that one down, right? Okay, and I think I might be mitering a little bit too much, but so, and I think I mentioned my new mat. So yeah, unfortunately, I think I'm kind of out of the Emily's challenge. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to spend any more. I had to. I literally, it was a nightmare for me to try to work with my gloss mat and to do anything with it. It hurt. So other than the mat, I am not spending anything. Okay, so there is the bottom of that box. Okay, all right, let's make the lid. Okay, so the lid, let's bring the scoreboard back. All right, so the box top is paper cut at 5 7/8 by 4 7/8. Score the 5 7/8 sides at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4 7/8, and 5 3/8. And then score the 4 7/8 side at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 3 7/8, and 4 3/8. Okay, so let me get that out. Okay, let me double check to make sure I'm in frame with the smaller one. Yep, looks like I should be. Okay, I'm gonna get those out of the way. All right, so we're gonna score 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4 7/8, and 5 3/8. Okay, and then I'm turning it, and I'm going to score again at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and then at 3 7/8, and then 4 3/8. Okay, all right, so then again, we're going to burnish the edges. Let me sit down. Seems to be when I stand or sit too long in any of those is when I start getting the dizzy spells. But so far, like I said, today's been decent. A little bit of nausea, but not too bad. I haven't really had a whole lot of like visual disturbance, so that's good. So, and I guess I should tell you if you're interested, this is, I think it was called the North Pole Gazette, and I bought it last year at Michael's. But since I don't shop at Michael's anymore, yeah, kind of a long story. And it's one of those, you know, sometimes you just get so mad you can never step inside a store again, which I'm not generally like that. I'm usually a pretty forgiving person, but boy, did they tick me off earlier in the spring, and I have not stepped foot in another Michael's since, and I probably never will. I know, ridiculous, right? But it was ridiculous. All right, so then again, we're going to cut off these 3 corners. okay, on all the sides. So kind of what started that was that they have, you know, the, oops, I forgot to cap off the glue. You know, Fiskars has that big heavy duty cutter. Well, I wanted one and I'd been saving for it and watching sales, and I found it at Hobby Lobby for like $67, which is really good. Well, yeah, I went to get it from Michaels and they wanted $130 for it. And I was like, so even if I use my coupon, I'm still paying more than just going down the street. She's like, well, we'll price match, but then you can't have the coupon price. I was like, okay. But she was really snotty about it. So yeah, needless to say, I'm not shopping at Michael's, at least for a long time. All right, so this time I'm going to really make sure that I'm doing the right edges because I do want the flaps to come on the shorter side. All right, so again, I'm going to cut down the score mark down to the second line, and I'm going to kind of miter in, okay? And I can definitely see how a razor blade would actually come in more handy. Okay, then I'm going to only cut up to the first score mark on this side. I'm going to cut right here, cut those two off, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and angle it just a little bit more before I turn off that piece there. All right, and cut right there. Okay. All right, now I want the flap to come in to this side, so I'm going to go ahead and cut down to the second score line, and then I'm going to miter just a little bit. Oh, or maybe not. I'm still kind of shaky, guys. Like, yeah. I think it'll just take a while. Okay, miter that in a little bit. I think I'm going to miter this one in a little bit. Okay, and then cut this one only to the first score line. Miter in just a little. And cut that off. Okay. All right, so and then I want it to come into this side, so I cut to this second score line. Miter just a little bit. That's probably not enough, but okay. All right, then I want to just cut this one to the first score line. And then we'll cut this one just a little bit of a miter. Okay, and then we'll trim that little X off. Okay. All right, so and I want it to come in again this side. So I'm going to cut, like kind of miter in this way, and then cut on the score line there. And take that out. Okay. Cut to the first score line. Okay. Right, did I do that right? Yeah, I did. Okay, just a little bit backwards. I think once I really get to making all the ones I'm making, I think everything will go pretty smooth there. Okay, get rid of my trash. All right, so again, I'm gonna take this flap. I do think too, if you were to use like double-sided paper, you could go, it would look really nice too. I'm not spending anything, so I'm just using what I have. Okay. Yeah, that Paper Posh lady, boy, she kind of whips right through a box. She like magic fingers, and all of her boxes are just stunning. You should definitely check her out. It's the Paper Posh Lady. Yeah, she's pretty amazing. Oh gosh darn it. I didn't wait long enough. Oh no. Oh no. Well, it happens, doesn't it, guys? All right. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's no worse for the wear. Huh. All right. Well, we'll go with it. All right. So then the sides that have my flaps on it, that's the ones I want to glue first. I don't know if there's a reason for that. I just want to. And then the reason I didn't give you the internal size of the box, like, I mean, you could, and I'll show you what I mean in just a minute, as soon as I get these flaps nailed down, glued down, nailed down. I have a feeling I'm going to be doing that for a while. Saying the wrong words. I mean, it's not like it's that unusual for me anyways, but I have a feeling that I will be mincing my words a lot. I don't think you can probably even see that, but there we go. All right, so the reason I did not pre-cut these is because I did pre-cut these, and see, it's too small. It doesn't line up right. So I don't think that cutting them is a pre-cutting them. So I am going to cut, see, even like this one, it's off just a little bit. Like I said, it's not that big of a deal. I'm going to take some ink stuff down in there and it'll be fine. But I want, obviously, to customize it for each box. So, because each box is just a little off, and, you know, I want to be able to, like, you know, custom trim it, I guess. So, and then what I kind of did with this other one, which I'm sure you all know how to do, but we'll do it anyways really quick. All the places that the box is cracked, now I'm just going to take and put ink, and if it's not dark enough, then I'll move to the walnut instead of the vintage photo. So it doesn't make a crazy sturdy box, but the minute you, like, so this is out of the same paper pack. See, this one's kind of sturdy, and that's that bottom in there. See, without the bottom, it's pretty wobbly. So, but if you put the bottoms in one in here, it sturdies them up pretty good. See? Well, maybe not that one so much because it's not actually glued in, but once it's glued in, like I said, it gets pretty sturdy. So, all right, so that is your quick tutorial tonight, and then hopefully maybe tomorrow night. Oh, I guess I should show you exactly how the lids fit on. So, see, just perfect. And then they're going to be a little bit decorated. So, yeah, and then here soon I will show you exactly what's going to be in the inside, which I'm actually sure you already guessed what's going in the inside. So, we will talk to you guys soon. Good night.